Y'all, hold on to your wigs, because ATL just got hit with a drama bomb that's tearing love and hip-hop all the way apart. In a shocking twist noted one saw coming, the streets are buzzing with whispers and they're getting louder by the minute. Kirk Frost, the man who once went to hell and back trying to win back Rashida's trust after years of scandal and betrayal, has just been spotted. Brace yourselves with none other than Jasmine Washington. Yes, that Jasmine. The same woman who rocked their marriage to the core years ago with a secret baby scandal that nearly destroyed everything. But baby, it doesn't stop there. Word on the street is Jasmine is pregnant again, and the father, allegedly, Kirk Frost. Fans are shook, Rashida is devastated, and the internet is in full meltdown mode. The Frost household is reportedly in chaos, with family members taking sides, friends staying silent out of fear, and fans flooding Rashida's social media with messages of love, heartbreak, and straight-up outrage. And the craziest part? This isn't just a one-night mistake. According to insiders, Kirk has packed up and left Rashida and, not just emotionally, we're talking physically out the door, keys on the counter, suitcase rolled out the driveway. So what really went down behind closed doors? Did Rashida finally reach her breaking point? Was Kirk secretly creeping this whole time? And is Jasmine really carrying another Frost baby, or is there more to this twisted tale than meets the eye? Get ready, because we're breaking it all down, from secret text messages to explosive arguments, teary confessions, and the jaw-dropping fallout that's got the entire love and hip-hop fanbase begging for answers. Stay tuned, because this ain't just drama, this is a full-blown reality TV earthquake. The tension in the Frost household had been bubbling for weeks. Low murmurs behind slammed doors, cold stares across the dinner table, and a silence so thick it could slice through steel. Rashida had been trying to hold it together, as she always did, showing up to Frost Bistro with that flawless face beat and her head held high, like the queen she is. But underneath the glam, her world was crumbling. Rumors had started swirling again. At first, they were nothing but whispers, anonymous DMs, shady Instagram comments, screenshots from burner accounts, all pointing to one name, Jasmine Washington. And that name still stung like acid. It had been years since Kirk's affair with Jasmine sent shockwaves through their marriage, and let's not forget the baby, little Cannon, who had been the living, breathing reminder of betrayal every time Rashida opened her eyes. But Rashida, against every instinct screaming in her bones, had chosen forgiveness. For the sake of her family, for the sake of her peace, for the sake of keeping the Frost empire intact. And Kirk, he promised he was done with Jasmine, he swore he had no contact. That chapter was closed. But oh baby, the chapter was never closed, it was just bookmarked. One night, Rashida was scrolling through her messages when a photo popped up in her inbox. No caption, just a blurry paparazzi shot, but what it showed made her heart stop. Kirk, walking out of a restaurant in Buckhead, with Jasmine, and not just that, Jasmine had a glow. A very particular kind of glow. She wasn't hiding it either, her hand was on her lower belly, her face half smirking at the camera like she knew what she was doing. Rashida dropped the phone like it was on fire. She didn't say a word that night. She didn't cry. She didn't yell. She just stared at the ceiling, her mind spinning like a washing machine on full blast. The next morning, she confronted Kirk over breakfast. No camera crew. No security. Just husband and wife. You seeing Jasmine again? He froze, mid-bite. The silence was louder than any scream. Don't lie to me, Kirk. I saw the picture. You want to tell me what the hell is going on? Kirk's jaw flexed. It wasn't like that. Then, tell me exactly what it was. She called me. She said she needed to talk. About Cannon, said it was important. Oh, so now y'all having co-parenting dinners. You've been co-parenting from a distance for 5 years. And now suddenly, she got something so important it needs steak and mashed potatoes. She said it was about another baby. Those words were a gunshot. Rashida blinked. Another. What? She's pregnant? Rashida. And she says it's mine. And just like that, Rashida's world split open. Again. It wasn't just the betrayal, it was the stupidity. How could he be so reckless? After everything they went through. After all, the public humiliation, therapy sessions, and family drama. And now this, another child. With her, Rashida stood up so fast, her chair toppled over. Get the hell out my house. Kirk tried to speak, but the fire in her eyes shut him down. She didn't want to hear it. Not now, maybe not ever. Within hours, social media was ablaze. Someone had leaked the photo. And now every gossip page from Shade Room to Lipstick Alley had it front and center. Kirk Frost spotted with baby mama Jasmine, she's expecting again. The hashtags were brutal. Hashtag Frosty Affair, hashtag Deja Vu Drama, hashtag Not Again. Kirk Rashida's fans rallied behind her instantly. Her comments were filled with fire emojis and messages, like Queen, leave him, and you don't deserve this again. Even her closest friends, usually silent in public, couldn't hold back. Bambi posted a cryptic tweet, "Ain't nothing worse than a man who repeats his worst mistake, Hugh." Sierra followed with a story captioned, "Some people will drown you just to keep their lies afloat. But Jasmine, oh, she was loving the attention." She started posting vague quotes on her IG story. Some truths just can't stay buried forever. And then the bombshell, a video of her rubbing her belly, saying, "Guess God had other plans." Hash to bless the audacity had Rashida seething. But even worse, Kirk didn't come home that night. Or the next, and when he finally showed up 3 days later, he wasn't alone. He had his bags. "I think we need some space," he said, not even meeting her eyes. "You think?" Rashida snapped. "You don't get to think after what you did. You made a choice." "I didn't ask for this to happen. Jasmine blindsided me too. But I gotta do what's right. If that baby is mine, don't you dare stand in my house talking about doing what's right. You had one job, stay faithful. You couldn't even manage that." He looked hollow. "I'm sorry, Sheeda. Sorry, doesn't NF **** a side chick, Kirk." The shouting shook the walls. Their son peered from the hallway, confused and afraid. Rashida quickly ushered him away, her tears falling fast now. When she returned, Kirk was gone. The front door slowly swinging shut behind him. And with that slam, the life they built together cracked beyond repair. Jasmine, meanwhile, was reveling in the drama. She gave a source exclusive details to a gossip site, claiming Kirk had been secretly visiting her for months, helping with Cannon more regularly, rebuilding a friendship, and eventually, rekindling their connection. According to the source, Jasmine never meant to come between Kirk and Rashida again, but their bond was undeniable. Yeah, okay. Friends close to Rashida said she was devastated but determined to stay strong. She kept working, kept posting, kept showing up to events like nothing was happening. But behind the scenes, she was unraveling. Her trust was gone, her dignity bruised, and this time, she didn't know if she even wanted to fight for Kirk. And while Rashida stayed silent publicly, she started preparing quietly, calling her lawyers, reviewing her business documents. Because everything they built together, every account, every brand, every investment, was tied up in each other. And if this relationship was really over, she was going to make sure she didn't walk away empty-handed. Then, just when things couldn't get worse, another twist. Jasmine showed up to Frost Bistro, unannounced, 5 months pregnant, wearing white. Rashida had just finished a meeting in the back when one of the waitresses came running in. There's a lady out front, says she wants to talk to you. She's kinda pregnant." Rashida's blood ran cold. She stormed to the front, and there she was. Jasmine, standing in the center of the dining room, like she owned the place. "Hey Rashida," she said sweetly. "We need to talk." The room went dead silent. Customers froze, forks halfway to mouths. Employees stepped back like it was a scene from a reality show, and baby, it was. Rashida narrowed her eyes. "You got 2 seconds to walk out of here before I drag you out myself." "I'm not here for drama," Jasmine said, patting her belly. "I'm here for peace." "Then you should have stayed home, sweetheart. Because you walking into my place, looking like a Dollar Tree bride, talking about peace. You must have lost your damn mind." Jasmine's smile flickered, but she held her ground. "Look, whether you like it or not, this baby is coming. And I'd rather us not go through the same mess we did last time. I want things to be different." "Different?" Rashida scoffed. "You blew up my life twice, and now you want to sit here talking like a damn life coach." "I didn't blow up anything. Your husband came to me. He's the one who couldn't stay away." Those words hit hard and everyone in the room felt it. Rashida clenched her jaw, breathing hard. "Get out." But Jasmine didn't move, and that's when the door opened behind them and in walked Kirk. He looked stunned to see them both. "What the hell is going on?" "You tell me," Rashida snapped. "Did you know she was coming here?" "I know. I swear I didn't." Jasmine just raised an eyebrow. "Really?" And just like that, everything spiraled again. The room was still, thick with tension. As all three stood locked in a triangle of betrayal, confusion, and barely contained rage. Kirk looked between the two women, his wife and the woman now pregnant with what could be his second child with her. And for the first time, he looked completely helpless. Not slick, not calculated, just broken. "Jasmine, why are you here?" Kirk asked, running his hands over his head like he could erase the moment with one frustrated rub. "I told you I wanted things to be different," Jasmine said, her voice calm but laced with an undertone of defiance. "I want my child to grow up without secrets and drama. I want my baby to know his family. All of it, and you thought crashing into my business, humiliating me in front of customers and staff, was the way to do that?" Rashida snapped, her voice rising with every word. "You think this is some Hallmark movie? Girl, this is real life. You think I care about your image?" Jasmine shot back. "You've been walking around pretending like everything's perfect, like your man didn't come crawling back to me. Liar," Rashida barked. "Am I?" Jasmine took a slow, deliberate step forward. "You really think he was just visiting for canon? You really think he stayed for tea and parenting advice?" Kirk stepped between them. "That's enough, both of you." But it was too late. The damage was done. Rashida's face had gone pale. Something in her expression shifted beyond anger now, into cold realization, into heartbreak. She turned her eyes to Kirk. "So it's true." Kirk didn't answer. He didn't have to. His silence screamed. Rashida nodded slowly, pressing her lips into a tight line. "You two deserve each other," she whispered, before storming off into the back of the restaurant, slamming the door behind her. The sound echoed like a gunshot. The video of that confrontation hit the internet within hours. Someone in the restaurant had filmed the entire thing and uploaded it before the night was over. Within minutes, it was viral. The title, Rashida confronts Jasmine and Kirk walks in the most explosive scene in love and hip-hop history. Clips were everywhere. Twitter exploded. Instagram reels, reaction videos, think pieces. Everyone had an opinion. Team Rashida, Team Jasmine. Hashtag Rashida Des First started trending by midnight. But Rashida wasn't online. She was at home, alone, curled on her bathroom floor, dry heaving from the emotional whiplash. She didn't want to be strong. She didn't want to be seen. She just wanted to vanish. Her mom, Ms. Shirlene, showed up the next morning with bags under her eyes and rage in her chest. She didn't knock. She stormed in, arms swinging, voice booming. "Where is that damn fool? He's not here," Rashida mumbled, still wrapped in a blanket on the couch. Ms. Shirlene sat beside her and pulled her into a hug. "Baby, I tried. I tried to give that man the benefit of the doubt. But some men just don't know how good they got it. I forgave him once, Mama," Rashida whispered, "and he just did it again. With the same damn woman. You don't owe him another second of your life, Rashida, not after this." But walking away wasn't just emotionally, was financial. The brands they built were intertwined. The properties, the money, even the kids. Untangling it would be a war. Meanwhile, Jasmine had gone full PR mode. She posted a professionally edited maternity shoot, draped in satin, surrounded by flower petals, cradling her stomach with a caption that read, "Blessed, not bitter." Hashtag Baby Frost. The comments were split. Some called her bold. Some called her delusional. Most called her messy. But she didn't seem to care. And then came the kicker, Jasmine's exclusive interview with a major gossip outlet. Sitting on a plush couch, glowing, she gave the real story. "Kirk and I have always had a complicated relationship," she said, "but we never stopped caring. We stayed in touch for canon, but sometimes, old feelings come back. It wasn't planned, but it's happening. And we're ready to move forward as a family." The interviewer leaned in. "So you and Kirk are back together?" Jasmine smiled. "We're working on things. He's here. He's been supporting me. He hasn't missed a doctor's appointment. That says something, doesn't it?" Back at home, Rashida watched the clip in stunned silence. Supporting her. Attending appointments. So while she was at home crying into her pillow, Kirk was playing house with Jasmine. That night, Rashida called her lawyer. "I want everything documented. Every asset, every business detail. If he thinks he's gonna live a double life and still reap the rewards of mine, he's got another thing coming." Meanwhile, Kirk was spiraling. The backlash was overwhelming. His phone wouldn't stop ringing calls from friends, business partners, even sponsors threatening to drop him from future campaigns. His name was dirt, his image, ruined. He called Rashida. She didn't answer. He texted. Nothing. He even showed up to her house only to be met by security at the gate. who handed him a manila envelope. Legal papers. Formal separation. Kirk stood frozen outside the gate, reading the cold, calculated words. He hadn't just lost his wife, he was losing everything. And Jasmine. She was celebrating her victory. She posted a photo of her holding Cannon's hand, her baby bump prominent, the caption, "Big Brother mode activated." But the celebration didn't last long. Another bombshell was about to drop. Late one night, Rashida got an anonymous message, no name, no greeting, just a video clip. It showed Jasmine, in a club, drunk, dancing very closely with a man who was definitely not Kirk, and this man was whispering in her ear, then kissing her neck. 2 weeks before she announced her pregnancy, Rashida's eyes widened. Could it be? Was the baby not Kirk's? She didn't know what to do with the information yet, but she knew one thing. She wasn't going down without a fight. And as Rashida plotted her next move, unaware to her, someone else was also watching that video. Kirk. He had received the same clip from the same burner account, and in that moment, something shifted in him. Confusion, anger, and most of all doubt. Could Jasmine have lied? Again, Kirk stared at the video on his phone, his breath shallow and heart hammering against his chest. He played it again, and again. Jasmine, visibly pregnant, laughing as a tall, heavily tattooed man wrapped his arm around her waist, whispering something in her ear before pressing a kiss to her neck. Her body language wasn't hesitant. It was familiar, comfortable, intimate. His stomach turned. For weeks, he had been trying to convince himself he was doing the right thing, that even if it was messy and controversial, stepping up for this baby was about being a responsible father. He thought he owed Jasmine that much for Cannon, for the new child, for the years of guilt eating him alive. But this video, it cracked everything wide open. It made him question everything. He picked up the phone and dialed Jasmine. She didn't answer. He tried again. Straight to voicemail. Finally, text. "We'll talk tomorrow. I'm resting. Baby's been kicking like crazy today." The irony was almost laughable. The next day, Kirk showed up unannounced at Jasmine's condo. She opened the door in a robe, hair wrapped in a towel, her face freshly moisturized like she hadn't just detonated the internet. "Kirk, you can't just show up here. Cut the act. We need to talk." She stepped aside reluctantly. "What is it now?" He pulled out his phone, playing the clip without saying a word. As soon as the footage began to loop, Jasmine's expression changed. Not fear, not guilt, annoyance. "Are you serious?" She scoffed. "You gonna tell me who that is? Why does it matter?" Kirk blinked, shocked by the audacity. "Because I've been going through hell for you. I left my wife. I walked away from my family. And now I see this." Jasmine sighed and walked toward the kitchen. "It was nothing, just a friend. We were out. I had a drink." "Big deal, you're pregnant." And, she snapped, spinning to face him. "I wasn't dancing on a pole. I wasn't doing anything crazy. And I sure as hell wasn't doing anything you didn't already do 10 times worse. That's not the point." "Oh, but it is," she said coldly. "You were never with me because you loved me. You came back out of guilt. Out of shame. And now that the public's dragging your name, you want a reason to escape again. Be real, Kirk." Kirk's voice dropped. "Is the baby mine?" That hit a nerve. Jasmine's nostrils flared. "Are you really asking me that?" "Yes." Silence. She didn't say yes. She didn't say no. She just looked at him like she couldn't believe he had the audacity. And that was all the answer he needed. Kirk left the condo without another word. His mind racing, his chest heavy. For the first time since this whole mess began, he didn't feel like a man trapped between two women. He felt like a fool who had been played twice. Meanwhile, back at Frost Bistro, Rashida was reclaiming her throne, dressed head to toe, in power red. She walked into a staff meeting like she hadn't just been through the most humiliating month of her life. But the eyes watching her knew the truth. She wasn't just showing up. She was rising. "From now on, I don't want anyone letting in guests without a security check. No more surprises. No more unannounced drop-ins," she instructed. "This place is a business, not a stage." One of her assistants hesitated. "Even if it's Mr. Frost." Rashida didn't flinch. "Especially him." Word was spreading fast. Shusha had retained full control of their joint business ventures, thanks to smart moves she made years ago. And now that she had lawyers involved, it was only a matter of time before she cut Kirk off completely, financially, legally, emotionally. She posted a picture later that night, standing in front Front of Frost Bistro with the caption, "Never let someone burn down your house and then act surprised when you build a castle from the ashes." The internet cheered. Period. Queen behavior. He fumbled the whole kingdom. But Jasmine's narrative started cracking. Gossip blogs were now asking hard questions. Was she trying to trap Kirk again? Who was the mystery man in the video, and was the baby even his? Jasmine went quiet. No posts, no interviews, no more cryptic stories. Until one day, she showed up to a clinic with paparazzi, catching her leaving alone, face hidden under a hoodie. The headlines were instant. Jasmine Washington visits OB/GYN alone. Where's Kirk? The next day, Kirk posted a statement to his followers. No pictures. Just text on a black background. Sometimes it takes losing everything to see what really matters. I've made mistakes. Big ones. I hurt people I love. But I won't let those mistakes define me. I'm taking responsibility for my actions, and I'm working to be a better man. Not for anyone else, but for myself. The comments were a battlefield. Some were supportive, others were brutal, but what caught everyone off guard was Rasheeda's response. She commented, "Growth starts with truth. Let's see if it sticks this time." It wasn't forgiveness. But it wasn't war, either. Friends of Rashida say she was still processing everything. She hadn't taken him back. She hadn't ruled it out either. But what she made clear to her fans, her family, and most of all to herself was that this time, she was in control. Then came one more twist. Rashida received a message from a woman claiming to be Jasmine's cousin. The message read, "Sis, you don't know me, but I couldn't keep quiet anymore. Jasmine told me the baby ain't even Kirk's. She hooked up with a dude named Malik. Tattoo artist. She just wanted to use Kirk's name again for clout. I got screenshots if you want him." Rashida stared at the message, her heart hammering. Was it true? Had she been dragged through hell for nothing? She replied, "Send everything." The screenshots came pouring in, texts between Jasmine and her cousin where she bragged about reeling Kirk back in. Saying stuff